Hey everybody out there in the YouTube, internet, and comic book community, and welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review. This is yet again another review that is a day and a half late, unfortunately, because I've been very sick and very nappy. I've been napping a lot, and a lot of stuff's been going on, a lot of sub work. Got a lot of sub work again next week. So, and I'm not complaining because sub work means money, and money means stuff. And I do love stuff. So yes. So, I apologize that this review is a bit late. Sorry about there being no videos on this channel. There will be videos very soon, I promise you guys. There's a lot of stuff I got planned for CCC. There should be packages coming. There's 2 of them that should be coming this week. Maybe one will be a little late and come next week, but stuff is on the way. Comic book news has been really, really quiet this month. All we keep hearing about is Avengers vs. X-Men, and DC's pushing their new 6, and Batman, the Court of Owls, which is going to pass through all the Batman books, is being talked about a lot. Really, other than those things, really not much else, at least not to me. I have been away from comic news for a bit, the past week and a half. Half for taking care of Mike, the other week taking care of myself. So, yeah, once again, thanks all of you guys that have been sending me messages, well wishes. Also, huge thank you to a comic book mom. I don't know if you want me to use your real name, so I apologize if you don't mind, but I'm not going to say it just to be safe. She directed me to a internet channel, an internet shop I used to shop at that I stopped because I thought their prices had gone a little bit haywire, but now their prices for the things I was looking for, I looked up, very sensible, really like it. I would say what the name of the store is, but if I do, it gives away what I got, so I'll mention it when the stuff comes, whenever the pre-order is lifted and the actual stuff comes in. So thank you once again, a comic book mom, for directing me to that I keep calling it a channel, that shop. Really saved me a bunch of money. Number one, I wasn't gonna buy the stuff, so it actually got me all the stuff I was looking for and more. Unfortunately, though, I did have to leave 2 things out for now. So right now, I'd say I got 90% of the things I originally was out to get. The other 10%, hopefully, it'll be bought later on, maybe in another 2 weeks or so when I get my next paycheck. Anyway, let's not waste any more time talking about all this other stuff. We're here for the comic books. We're here to talk about them. We got a medium-sized pile this week. I have 2 comics that are from last week. Oh, thank you for pointing this way. By the way, guys, signed comic book of the week first is Batwoman number 6, signed by Amy Reeder. The signature's right there. Beautiful comic. Once again, it's a Midtown comic sign. And also, for those of you who saw my unboxing video and saw the Nightwing, here it is outside of its package. I will be doing a review on it pretty soon for CCC, so look forward to seeing a review on Nightwing. I am very happy with the figure. It is a beautiful figure. You've got to admit that. I will say that much for this figure. It is a very nice figure. The stand, however, could use work, but I never keep the stand for my figures anyway, so yeah. Alright, before we get into the comic books that were released this week, which is the week of February 22nd, 2012, I have 2 comic books that I didn't buy last week, that I now regret I didn't buy last week, but I did get this week. First one is BPRD Hell on Earth, The Long Death, issue 1 of 3. Apparently, I looked into this on IDW. BPRD Hell on Earth is reaching out from the last series that just ended all the way through till towards the end of this year, where Hell on Earth's going to happen, and the BPRD is going to be part of it. It's going to be a big event. Hell's coming to Earth, and an unexpected character's coming back. Gee, I wonder who died last year. Hellboy, maybe? So maybe Hellboy's coming back, because there's been talk about a new Hellboy series since the beginning of this year. So, looking forward to that, but I'm probably not going to be getting all the series. For example, this series came out last week. Next month, there's going to be a second series. They're splitting the team in half. One team is going to be in this one, and the other team is going to be, where's the advertisement for it? Gosh darn it. Oh, here we go. And the other team's going to be here. BPRD Hell on Earth. Which one's this called? This one's the Pickens County Horror. I highly doubt I'm going to get that series. I'm going to definitely finish this off. Now, first of all, the characters in this book are Johann Kraus, and I believe her name is Agent Giraco. And what actually got me to buy this book was the preview. The preview sold me completely. Apparently, a little background on Johann Kraus is he's stuck in this containment suit because his human body, his physical body, was destroyed, and he's stuck in the astrological plane. So thus, he's stuck in this body, in this containment suit, which contains the essence of his soul and whatnot, his spirit. And right now, Abe from the last series of Hell on Earth was shot, I believe, and he's in a coma at the moment. So Johann, or John, or however you pronounce his name, is taking over the team. BPRD are a special operations group that take care of monster, like if there's people going missing or something like that involves monsters, they go in and take care of the monsters. If you've watched Hellboy, you know exactly who the BPRD are, because Hellboy was the leader of the BPRD. So there was missing people going missing. So Johann leads a team. He goes off a different way for some reason, and the other team is at the right place. They get attacked. Very brutal. Artwork is pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. I'll be, like I said, getting the rest of the of this series. I'm gonna try to find something. See, towards the end, it gets very gory, and I wouldn't recommend this to children. I will say that. And this is cute. I heart munchies. I don't even know who the heck these things are, but they're so cute. Yes, by the way, I am sick. I'm a little sick, so forgive me if I'm missing points or if I end up rambling into something this week, just like last week, and possibly the week before that. So, hopefully by next week the reviews will be getting a bit better, back to the way they were. Do some artwork here. Apparently he thinks he dreamt, but he can't dream because he's not in a physical body anymore, and I like how he's like explaining it to this woman, and he's just like wiggling his arms in the air. Oh, never mind. That was kind of funny. So I would absolutely say check this out. You might get a little lost because you don't, if you haven't been reading it since the very beginning, but I wasn't really lost, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to continue buying it. It's really good. I like, this guy is officially my favorite character, Johann. I'm sorry. I don't know why. His character just speaks to me for some reason. This book, I'm very surprised at myself for not buying, and I have to take it out of this so don't zoom in on it, Mike. It's a book by Stephen King and his son, Joe Hill, and it's by IDW, and it's called Road Rage. It's about, in the beginning of this book, it's about a biker gang who was dealt a dirty deal. They were involved in some meth sales or whatnot. They put in, I forgot how much money, and this specific character who is in the middle over here called Race, who's one of the tribe. The tribe is basically the biker gang. Vince, I believe, is the leader. Race is the guy that hates Vince because he's the one, because Race is kind of more of an independent kind of character, and he's very hot-headed. You could tell he's very arrogant. From when you read the book, you'll understand what I mean. Race wants to go to a place in Vegas because the guy that did the tribe wrong, it turns out one of the people in the tribe was high on meth at the time, and one of the people in the place where the guy was, one of the young girls, was also on it, and he opened the door to a different room, I believe it was the bathroom, and she shot at him because she was high out of her mind, and he pulled out a match it, and I'll leave the rest to you. But basically, nobody in that house survived it. So now they're on the run, and the whole beginning of the book is about this only. And one of the older members of the tribe is like, by the time we get to wherever we're going in Vegas, people are going to split. Some are going to leave the tribe, especially after what they saw. This is the first time they've actually seen something like this, and there's already talk that there's going to be a lot of people leaving. Vince is wondering if that guy's leaving, and he wonders if Race is going to leave, and the people are always telling him go talk to Race, so that kind of gets annoying. And all throughout this, there's this truck, this guy in a truck who's at two of the stops, one of the stops they were at, and then he shows up later on the road. See, this is him at the stop, at the first stop. This is the first time they come into contact with the truck, and the trucker was in the truck and heard Vince and Race arguing with each other, talking about the murder and the meth run and everything like that. And Vince actually worries that the trucker heard it. Then later on in the book, they all pass by the truck, and then there's a bunch of more about the going on amongst the tribe. And then, as you get to the actual staples of the book, that's when the whole mood of the book changes. All of a sudden, it goes from just being about the tribe to half the tribe being wiped out by this insane, sick, twisted trucker guy who's willing to literally run them down. And when I say run them down, I mean in the most horrific, graphic, gory, by any means necessary. So half the tribe is gone by the time you get towards the end, where there's a fork. Vince, who's leading them, gives a signal for them to turn one way, and one person doesn't make it, and that's where it's to be continued. And I thought this was a perfect way to end the book. I would say give this book a shot. It's a really good book. It's really gory. There is cursing. This is not something for a kid. However, teenagers nowadays curse anyway, so I would say any mature reader would love this book. It's Joe Hill and it's Stephen King. Joe Hill, who does Lock and Key, and Stephen King, who, come on, it's Stephen King. His resume, his stories, and his work says it all. And this book was amazing. The artwork was really good. The story was really good. IDW has not produced something yet that, outside of like side stories and stuff like that, that I haven't liked. Everything I've picked up from IDW, I've enjoyed reading emphatically. This Magic the Gathering at the end of last month, beginning of this month. I believe it was the beginning of this month. Was it the beginning? I can't remember. Oh well. And both of these books, once again, were released on the 15th of February, not the 22nd. But I would say if you can get your hands on this before it sells out, get it. It's really good. I'll swear by this book just like I swear by TMNT. Really, really, really good. I would say grab it, and if you get your hands on it, enjoy it. It's that good. It's really good. Okay, IDW Infestation number 2, Dungeons and Dragons number 2. Same thing as number 1. If you don't know Dungeons and Dragons, you're not gonna know the character. Like I said, I don't read Dungeons and Dragons. I knew this was gonna be the shorter of the two, the least favorite out of all the books that I'd be reading. Give a little example of the artwork. Here's good. It's nice artwork, but once again, I don't read Dungeons and Dragons, so this is the series that really doesn't interest me the most. Just like last time, Star Trek, even though it kind of did at the end. What I am looking forward to, and it was advertised actually right here, is Infestation 2 team-ups, because we have an extra week this month. They actually are throwing in an extra book, which is a one-shot, and there's also another one-shot next month, which is 30 Days of Night. Oh no, that's in April. They're doing that in April, right before the Infestation number 2. Infestation 2, number 2. So, up to you guys. This was definitely the weaker of the Infestation #2 comics. Transformers, Robots in Disguise #2. I never liked Bumblebee. I'm gonna not say that anymore after this video, but yeah, they're going about this all wrong. They're try-harding running Cybertron, and the Decepticons are looking to attack the Autobots anyway. They're all getting ready to rebel against Bumblebee and the other Autobots. They actually are planning an assassination on Bumblebee. It turns out that Shockwave and Soundwave, yes, they are two different Decepticons, have somehow found a way to turn off the ID chips. How it worked on Horrible was they left his on, apparently, and the other Decepticons have theirs off now. So that's why, I forgot what that Decepticon's name was, he was able to teleport because it was turned off, the ID chip. So the Bat, I forgot his name, the Decepticon Bat, he's planning the Rat Bat, thank you. Rat Bat's planning the extermination of Bumblebee, and then the Decepticons are going to take over and rule over Cybertron. While somewhere else, Prowl, Starscream's there. He's like, you know what, you guys are stupid, this is dumb. He walks off and he goes to Bumblebee to try to explain to Bumblebee what's going on, and Bumblebee doesn't want to hear it. He's like, you're a Decepticon, you're whatever, so Bumblebee's got a short fuse and he's a jerk, so Starscream ends up in jail. He ends up talking to Prowl, and we know in the last issue Prowl was talking to somebody in the shadows. We just don't know who. I believe it was Prowl that was talking to somebody in the shadows. I think it was Prowl. Hope so. Anyway, so throughout this issue, there's the whole assassination being planned. Starscream tells Prowl. Prowl believes him, apparently, and finds the Decepticon that's going to do it, takes him out. And there's a return of a character I haven't seen since the 1986 movie, and that's RC. I guess that's the person that was in the shadows. She got a lot more mature since then, but wow. And there is a death in this book. I'm not going to say to whom, but it is a Decepticon. And her attitude is very cold and very dark. Anyway, so Bumblebee's giving the speech at the memorial because they all believe Rodimus and the others died, whereas they really didn't die. And Starscream shows up because he's not in jail anymore, and he's like, for all of Cybertron, if we truly wish to give up the ways of the past, we must all stand together, even Decepticons. After all, you and I can put aside our differences, anyone can. For the future of Cybertron, Starscream must join you. Perfect ending to this book. I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of Robots in Disguise. I'm interested enough to keep reading because I want to see what's going to go on Cybertron and how much Bumblebee's going to screw things up. My favorite series, however, is More Than Meets the Eye. I really like the Rodimus Prime story so far. It's very, very interesting. Very good. This is just interesting. But to be honest, I'll keep reading it. This is cover B, by the way. It's pretty good. I would say if you're interested in Transformers, check it out. I know practically nobody in the community reads these books. There are people I've watched who've done reviews on Transformers, but very few people who actually read the comics. And they're not that bad. They're pretty good, actually. I know a lot of people wait for them to come out and trade, though. I'm too lazy. I don't want to wait. I'm not lazy. I'm more along the lines of anxious. I'd rather just get the single issues. Now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #7. Book of the week, book of the month. I don't even care that there's another week of comic books. This book, this is the only book in history that has not disappointed me, and it's already in its 7th issue. It's already over a half a year old, and not one thing this book has done so far has upset me in any way, or maybe go, or anything. This book has been, we're dropping you something in this issue, we're dropping something else in the next issue. Each issue has its own special feel to it. And I understand it's only in its 7th issue, and you know, they're reintroducing characters. And you know why I didn't notice Stockholm? It's because I'm used to seeing that short, balding, white guy, where now it's this big, taller, more businessy kind of guy. That's another reason why I didn't recognize the Fly at first. because that's who Stockholm is, apparently. And beside the point, I was a kid at the time when I was watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on TV. This book introduces Krang, and oh my god, to see him again was like a blast from the past. There you go. Second page. The second page. By the way, this is the Kevin Eastman cover. I believe it's cover B. Yes, it's cover B. I'm a cover B person. So there's two different stories going on and a half. One story is Raphael and Michelangelo going to the surface to get pizza from Rupert's Pizza, and Mikey's talking about this guy, what's his name, Woody, who works for this pizzeria, and he gives away free pizza to the turtles whenever they show up, apparently. So he gives Mikey and Raph some free pizza, and they walk off. While back at the turtles' place, Donnie and Leo are talking about Donnie doesn't believe that Master Splinter is telling the truth. He doesn't believe in reincarnation. He's like, this is retarded, you know, we're mutant turtles, how are we descendants of back then? Leo, however, claims to have been having dreams of the mother and stuff like that. So Donnie's like, what are you talking about? I got the face, what are you talking about? And Leo's trying to explain, and he's like, you know what, the truth will come to us, and Donnie's like, come to us, and that's when they get attacked by the Mousers. And that's basically the whole point, the whole thing that goes on with them. The half story is Casey and April. They're in a gym working out, and April's going to help them out with his homework. Back to the Turtles where they're fighting the Mousers, and there's a lot of dialogue in there that you guys have to read for yourselves. Mikey and Raph go back into the sewers. The other half story is with Stockholm and Krang. And then we go back to the sewers again with Raph and Donnie, and then to the to be continued. Man, oh man. Next week, actually, is the micro series Donatello one-shot. Oh man. Then that means there's only one left, and that's Leo. So I can't wait for Leo's. I can't wait for next week for Donnie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have not disappointed me yet, and I must say something that a comic book mom also mentioned to me. I have her Skype now, and we actually talked for a bit this morning, or it was yesterday morning. I believe it was this morning. Anyway, she mentioned that solicitations are stating that they're going to be re-releasing the first volume of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in color, comic form wise. I am all down for that. I hope they do the full series, but I have a feeling they're only going to do the first story. But I am totally down for that. If they're going to do the whole series, even if they're only doing a few issues, I'm down for that, just to have it colored. I don't mind the black and white, but if they want to re-release it in color, I got it. You got me. You got me hooked. I love it. Guys, if you have not been looking into this book, if you've been ignoring me, listen to me. All these books have their ups and downs, especially what I'm going to talk about in Marvel and DC this week. This story, if you know the Turtles, this story stays true to it. Minor changes here and there. Nothing that really would make you go, you changed that? No. This story has not disappointed yet. Never disappointed. Kevin Eastman has a baby that IDW is nurturing perfectly in its 5th volume already. It's really good. Trust me on it. Trust me on it. Okay? Just check it out. You can't jump in on issue 7 though. You're gonna have to go back and start from at least issue 5, I believe. I believe it was issue 5. Check it out. Or get the trade paperback of the first 4 issues. You won't be sorry. Nobody who's listened to me has felt, have I steered wrong yet about this series. Everyone who's listened to me has come back to me and said, Chris, you were right. So if Chris, you were right, says anything, check it out. Big 2. First off, Fantastic Four 603. I might not even wait till this is over. I'm just so tired of it. No offense. I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. What got me interested in Fantastic Four was the fact that Spider-Man was in this book. He's a cameo person right now, and it's, to be honest, boring me. The whole Celestials are fighting Galactus in this. That was the only cool part, really, to be quite honest. The cover is pretty okay. This just isn't exactly, I guess, the book for me. So I don't think I'm coming back next month to even waste my time to finish the series. It's just, I feel like I'm back 2 years ago when Johnny Storm was in Fantastic Four and I was giving it a shot. It's like, why am I back why am I back in this comic book? So it's just not my thing, I guess. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm probably not even going to bother finishing out Forever unless next month is the conclusion. $2.99 that I could keep in my pocket for other stuff. Another book that sort of disappointed this week was Secret Avengers 23. You know, they show Venom on the cover, and this is where I'm a little pissed off also. Continuity. Okay, just for the record, Venom Circle of 4 is still going on. Okay, it's still going on. This is only issue 13.3. There's 2 more issues to go before this story's over. Now, I understand they wanted to introduce Venom in Secret Avengers, but they've officially, for those of us who didn't want to know what happened to Venom, or were questioning what's going to happen to Venom when the whole Vegas thing is over, it's answered right here. Captain America even mentions that Venom was involved in Spider Island and saved the world from hell being released in Las Vegas. So basically this book is a book that should have been released next month. But because Marvel is doubling up all their Avengers and X-Men books, the book was released this month, way before they even finished the Venom series. So, once again, just like in FF, where Spidey was asking for a new girlfriend before he actually lost Carly, we have the what happens next to Venom story. The Secret Avengers get the symbiote, they inject something in it, so that as long as Flash Thompson takes it off every 24 hours, he has nothing to worry about. Yeah, that needed 3 sips for that. And he can stay Venom as long as he takes off the suit every 24 hours. And Flash is happy that there's a time limit again. And apparently, and here's a spoiler, Flash Thompson is no longer a cripple. No, he does not have real legs. I will say that he does not have real legs. However, no, too far in. I'm not a fan of this artwork, by the way, either. It's okay artwork, but it's not the best. He now has cybernetic legs, kind of like Bucky. So now he can walk. He's learning how to walk with the cybernetic legs. So anyway, the cover's misleading. Cap wants to introduce Venom to the team, to the Secret Avengers. Hawkeye wants nothing to do with it. Ant-Man is stuck with the woman and her child, who the woman is being attacked, and Ant-Man has to make his appearance to save the woman and the baby. Turns out he can only save one, and it turns out, spoiler, it's the kid. Secret Avengers find the secret entrance to whomever this person's lair, and they're being attacked, Ant-Man's being attacked, and by the end of this book, one of these Secret Avengers looks like they're going to be killed. That is the only reason why I'm coming back for the next issue. Mike's giving me the okay, wrap it up. Wow, I really talked that long? Gee. Okay, so we'll come back and we'll finish Secret Avengers. See you guys in the next part.